Welcome to our Google Classroom series for parents. Today we are going to show you how you can tell if your child has turned their work in. One of the easiest ways to see whether or not your child has submitted their assignments is to have your child show you. Just have your child log in on their Chromebooks. From ClassLink, they can simply click on the Google Classroom app. Then you want to click the class card for the teacher's class that you're wanting to check. One way to see students' work is from the class work page. In this example, I'm scrolling down to Social Studies Day 1. In order to tell whether or not your child has submitted the assignment, you'll want to expand the assignment by clicking on the title, then click View Assignment. From here, you will see on the right your child's work and whether or not it has been turned in. In this instance, you can see that I have not turned my work in yet. So this is a clear indicator that this assignment needs to be turned in. To see the work before turning it in, your child clicks the work, and then from this view, you can see all of the directions from this classroom teacher. I want to scroll down to the actual slide that had the assignment. You can see that I've completed my assignment here. Now, before I turn it in, I want to show you something else that you can do. Some of you may be interested in knowing how much time your child spent on an assignment. So in this case, if it's a Google Docs, Slides, or Sheets assignment, you can actually see that. To do so, if you look to the right of your menu at the top, to the right of Help, it may say All Changes Saved in Drive, or it may tell you when the last edit was made. So if you click on that, this will take you to what Google calls version history. If you will look on the right, notice that the version history shows exactly when a student began working, and you can even expand the history to see a play-by-play of when students worked. So you can see the time that the student first began and all of the time that the student spent on that assignment. To exit version history, you can use the arrow to the left. So when your child is ready to turn their work in, I'm going to return to my Google Classroom tab. Under the Your Work box, I am now ready to click Turn In. And then I have to confirm that I am indeed ready to turn this in, so I will click Turn In. At this point, the teacher now has the student's work. The teacher will read and give the students feedback. A clear indication for you as the parent to know that the student has turned the work in is the Turn In button automatically changes to Unsubmit whenever assignments are turned in. So this means that if the teacher needed the student to redo some work, or if the student needed to redo, they could simply unsubmit, unsubmit again, and at that point they can click on their work, make any necessary changes to the work, and then when they are finished, they would just repeat that step and turn it back into the teacher. So that is one way you can tell if your child has turned in their work, and that is by going directly to that classwork page. A second way you can tell if a child has done the work is to go to what we're calling the student work page. So I'm going to go back to the beginning by clicking on the title of the class. If I go to classwork at the top and I scroll all the way up, there is an option that says view your work. Your students can click on this tab and instantly see all of their assignments and whether or not they have turned them in. There will be a turned in notification to the right for all assignments that have been turned in. So now you know how you can check for your child's work in Google Classroom to see whether or not it has been turned in.